What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Thank you all for joining me today. Monday, July 21st, 2025. I am Adam Green. This is No More News. Tons of stuff I want to talk about with you guys today. So much happened over the weekend. So many things I want to discuss. We've got more Captain Planet, stop having kids, anti-white propaganda I want to cover, following up with another clip from the last stream. We've got some new Hunter Biden stuff, saying some anti-white things and talking about crack and Democrats. We got some Steve Bannon and Alex Jones sweeping hard for Trump and the Epstein scandal. A bunch of Christian question stuff. We're going to be solving the Christian question once again today. The show wouldn't be possible without you guys and your support. The Powerchat link is in the description below, and I'm dropping in the chat right now where we're streaming on Odysee and Rumble, as well as Kick and X and BitChute. You want to support the channel monthly, there's the subscribe star link down below. They've been with me a long time. Won't ban me like Patreon did. It's like the Patreon alternative after Patreon banned me, and PayPal and Coinbase and Squarespace. Don't get me started on that. Tons of other stuff to cover today too. Yeah, the Netanyahu Nelk Boys interview. This guy, Pinesap, a Groyper, was on this big YouTube Jubilee show, a Groyper Christian Catholic that I debated before. We're going to cover that as well. A lot of stuff. It was a busy weekend. So much stuff I could get into also. There's no way I can cover it all. All right. Let's see. Audio on. Bumper music off. Here was the Captain Planet we watched, not AI. I grew up watching this, by the way. And it was like all of these Viacom and mainstream media cartoons were hitting us with this type of propaganda. Here's the first one, and then we'll watch the new clip also from Captain Planet. It gets even worse.
Remember that the Earth's resources are limited.
You do not need to have a big family.
Because all the world's people are your brothers and sisters.
So everybody, Zoomers, millennials, when I was a young kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, we had commercials like this that told us because of the climate, we can't have any kids because the resources are going to run out. And then now today they're saying, we have to bring in all these immigrants because there's not enough people. We need them to take care of all the old white boomers. We need them to pay taxes so that you can get your Medicaid and Medi-Cal.
Remember that the Earth's resources are limited.
You do not need to have a big family.
Because all the world's people are your brothers and sisters.
The power is yours.
Remember that the...
And then here's the next one. You have too many kids. You must stop, they say to the only white people on the show. Kidding me? I haven't seen the whole thing. I heard the you're having too many kids part, but I want to get the full context. So we're just doing the anti-white Cartoon Network propaganda breakdown. We're going black pilled edition again, because this is just wild to think of all the things. I go back and I watch these movies and shows that I watched as a kid. I'm thinking I'm going to have nostalgia and watch it with my daughter, and I'm like, oh my God. The social engineering, the propaganda, the subliminal messaging. So here we go.
Good luck, kids. You'll need it.
Yeah, good old cartoon programming.
Wheeler, do you take Linka to be your wife?
You need time to think, Wheeler.
I do.
Good. Then by the power vested in me as the spirit of Earth, I now pronounce you married. You may kiss the bride.
This is what you have been waiting for, Wheeler.
Whoa, that was scary. Hey guys, what did you hear about my nightmare?
What, dear?
Deer? Ah! I'm old!
Anybody seen this episode before?
Sweetheart,
shitbuster.
What happened to you?
You know very well what happened to me, wink, wink.
Hi, Daddy!
Hiya, Pop!
We have 2 kids?
Don't be ridiculous, Wheeler. We have...
Yeah, you shouldn't have kids. This was the propaganda. You shouldn't have kids. The resources are running out. But then they're like, open borders and we're going to pay for all your health care and for education for everybody and food for everybody.
8 children.
Hey, kids! What's going on around here? And what happened to all the trees?
Oh my God. Oh, having lots of blonde kids means the trees are gonna die. Oh no. What happened to all the trees? 8 kids. Oh no, what a nightmare. This is so sinister when you think about it. Genocidal propaganda is what this is pretty much, right?
We cannot tell a lie, Daddy. You cut them down to expand our house.
5 times! What's gotten inside of you today, Wheeler? Whatever it is.
Look at the evil, psychotic children of the corn, blonde kids. Isn't that interesting too? That reminds me. The children of the corn, where it's all the little blonde kids, are all little evil psychopaths. Anti-white propaganda.
Over yourself. You need to go shopping or it's no din-din for the kiddies. Now move it!
Shopping?
At the mall! At the mall!
Be sure and use your...
Oh, they're so expensive. It's going to cost a fortune to feed them all. Don't have big families.
The bank card. The others are maxed out.
Maxed out?
Oh, you're going to be broke if you have lots of kids.
We got this...
Now that's like mass immigration, and they'll pay you. You can have as many kids as you want, and they'll pay for all of them for foreigners.
Good diapers, Pop.
Hold on, did you check that? Hold on. What's that? What's going on here? Blonde woman with a brown guy with a little redhead kid? Really? Dude, it's everywhere in this one. Captain Zog, Captain Planet.
The baby isn't born yet.
No, for Joey, David, and Kat.
Ew, Daddy, can I get this toy?
No, put that back.
Daddy, I need to...
Not now.
I'm glad I watched the whole thing so far. I imagine if we would have skipped all that already. Oh, I wouldn't even call this subtle at all. Where were the white parents in the 90s to see this? They didn't have the internet.
V24 maxi van, plenty of room for the growing family.
Hey, wait a second!
Oh, did you catch that little subliminal message? Oh, you're gonna need the big gas guzzler. Hey, no SUVs for you, white suburban family. No more minivans and RVs and all their pollution to carry around all those white kids. We gotta save the planet. You can't have more kids and have a bigger car. Wow.
Family.
Hey, wait a second!
Daddy, I need to...
Not now!
Hey, let's buy this for Mommy.
Come on in and pig out on Greedley's Gluttonous Gourmet Grub, where you always get more than you can eat.
Unbelievable.
Face it, ladies, we all want to look younger because beauty fades, but stupid is forever. Just use my 73 specially formulated skincare products and you'll take years off your life. I mean, face.
Oh, that sounds great.
Wonderful.
Years off your life.
And today only, ladies, get a
Good
free
one.
acid wash with every overpriced purchase.
Mommy uses that stuff.
Swell.
That's funny.
We got the monster appliances for the mega consumer. Take this new state-of-the-art entertainment complex. It even comes with its own nuclear generator and a special remote, so all your appliances can already be on when you arrive home.
This is pretty cool. Hey, we got a TV at home?
Yeah, but it's only a 10-foot screen. Kwame Mommy's kids have a 40-footer!
Daddy, I need to...
Not...
Hey, you rotten rugrat! Stay away from the...
For Mommy, Daddy.
You're gonna pay for this!
Daddy, buy me sneakers.
Daddy, can I have a virtual reality holographic 3D brain simulator, please?
Daddy?
What do you want?
Nothing now. I want my pants. Daddy, I'll be so good if I could just have this.
Captain Planet, I'm looking up its Wikipedia. Ted Turner, the guy that owns CNN, right? And Barbara Pyle are the ones that made it. I'm checking into if she's a Christian or if she's Jewish. I'm going early life check on this woman Piles. She co-created this with Ted Turner. This woman.
Enough! I can't take anymore! Wheeler, wait! We need to talk. Oh, my tea, Kwame, I can't believe how... Wheeler, you and Lincoln have too many kids. It must stop.
Oh my... Bro, I love how like the Indian, the Asian, and the black, that on their continents, they've got billions of people and living in squander in many places and filth. And then these third worlders are going to lecture the white guy, you're having too many kids. There's so many more of these people in the world than us. Oh my God. I'm surprised they didn't have like a little like kvetching Jew next to him too. That would have just been too overt. They're going to... Look at this.
I can't believe how... Wheeler, you and Lincoln have too many kids. It must stop.
Daddy, wait up!
Wow. Can you believe that? It must stop. The two Browns are calling the white family, you're having too many children. They all have like 10 kids in their home countries. Whites are 9% globally. Dude, this is amazing.
I forgot the packages!
This is what they targeted me with. Oh my God, there's more.
You are consuming too many resources. You mean like your 40-foot TV? Yeah, but so what? I only have 2 children. Hey, overconsumption is overconsumption.
Exactly, Wheeler. And if you keep overfishing the waters around Hope Island, there won't be enough fish for me to make fish meal for my life.
This is why we'll see adult liberals that are so kvetchy about climate change and stuff. They were literally indoctrinated and traumatized as children through propaganda like this. If you would have told me Captain Planet, I would have been like, oh, I remember that show. That was kind of cool. Like, that's what I would have thought of it. I may have seen this before. We cannot let our children watch Goy Slop like this. I did reset the goal. Shit. Oh, I got to turn it on, too, I just realized.
Don't I?
Where's that deadbeat Wheeler? Either pay your mortgage or you and your family are out on your butts.
Planeteers, we have another eco-emergency.
No.
I'll play it as soon as we're done with this.
Where?
Right here, as usual. There's just too many people on this island and too much greed everywhere. And when I think about all the times I have picked up goop and garbage from all these...
Gaia?
Yeah, if the roles were reversed, it's like if the whites were like the heroes and they're going to some third world country and they're like, you're having too many kids, you're destroying the planet. That would be like outrage. But then for white people, this was what was socially acceptable, apparently.
What's the eco-emergency?
Huh? Oh, yes. Sly Sludge's sewage plant has overloaded again.
Yeah, this was like the coolest show, from what I remember.
What do we do?
Beats me, honey.
The same thing we always do. Let our powers... Hey, where's Lincoln?
Be right there, dear.
As I was saying, let our powers combine.
There's your communist fists.
Fire!
Wind. Water.
By your powers combined, I am... what do you want now, huh?
What is that, the golem?
It's gonna blow.
You gotta help us! You know, I wouldn't have to
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my favorite too, conspiracy truth.
deal with all this stuff if they just cut down on consumption, cut down on waste. I don't know how many times I have to...
Go planet!
I hope there's more.
What isn't, Wheeler?
Wheeler, where's the food?
I don't know.
Your children have to eat, Wheeler.
I'm hungry, Daddy. What's for dinner?
So it's like he's about to go save the world, but it's like, oh, you got a big family to take care of. Can't be a climate activist and go save the world.
I don't like broccoli.
Yeah, Captain Golem. This should be called Captain Golem.
First it's the Ice Age, then it's...
X-Men's full of anti-racist propaganda too. I only a little bit watched any X-Men cartoons as a kid. I wasn't real into
The
that.
Stone Age. My luck, I get the sewage.
Like literally teaching kids to be like climate terrorists.
You have too many kids.
Oh, I am so sick of listening already.
You have too many kids. They said it again. They're just hitting them subliminally. You have too many kids when all the voices are going. It's just like echoing in the little kid's brain. You hear that? Listen.
Oh, I am so sick of listening already.
Hey,
I missed it. Captain Noah Hyde. Okay, listen.
You have too many kids.
Oh, I am so
This is all your fault. You have too many kids.
sick of listening already.
hey, I'm sorry, but
Oh, for Pete's sake. Hey!
This makes me, seeing propaganda like this makes me want to just have as many kids as possible.
Somebody gonna wash this crud off of me? Hello?
I'll handle it.
let me help.
Wheeler, wake up.
What? Where? Linka!
You fell asleep again.
Man.
I don't know what is wrong with you, Wheeler. The ride is almost over and you have not tried to kiss me yet.
Don't you think we're moving a little fast, Linka?
Now it's teaching you to be incels. Fear of family because you won't save the planet, so run away from girls. Can you believe this?
I don't think we should rush into anything.
Be an incel.
Understanding, boys.
Linka, if we ever were to get married,
What?
how many kids would you want to have?
Why?
Because I definitely don't want more than 2.
Oh my God.
Oh, Wheeler. Happy birthday.
There you go, kids. No more than 2. 2's your limits. Unbelievable. Now I get why they played. I'm glad I played the whole thing. It was propaganda throughout. I like doing the propaganda breakdowns myself, actually. 2 kids, no more than that. Amazing. Disgusting. The anti-white agenda. Oh, here's a Bill Nye one, too. This guy, Roman, the helmet guy, is sharing all these. I'm sure I've seen in the past there's so many more, too. I remember, if anybody can share it with me, there was a really crazy MTV one with all of like the young, or maybe it was Nickelodeon. It was Nickelodeon with all the young Nickelodeon stars, and it was the craziest thing I've seen. I couldn't find it. I searched for it. But here's the Bill Nye one. We need to restrict the rate of growth of the human population.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Brought to you by new improved Populax. For those times when you feel overpopulated.
Hold on. Liam says Barbara Pyle, VP of the National Council of Jewish Women. I forgot to finish up with that. Hold on. Captain Planet. We'll just do a Control F Jew. How about that? We'll just, oh, there's no Jew on there. Are you lying to me? Where's the early life? No early life on our page. Suspicious. Liam, send us a link in the chat, please. Can you do that?
Hey, over here! Over here! Hey! Yeah. Populations compete for places to live, things to eat, but it's getting harder and harder to compete with the human population.
Yeah, that's because you keep bringing them into Western countries. Oh, we compete for housing and food and jobs and resources. Well, then maybe we shouldn't be bringing in millions of people.
But it's getting harder and harder to compete with the human population because the human population is growing so fast. Every year, there's 93 million new people in the world. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's more than the country of Mexico being added to the world every year. I mean, just think about that. It's a lot of people taking up space and competing. I mean, we're a population. The amounts of resources, the amounts of energy used by humans is huge. In fact, the United States uses more energy than all the other populations of the world combined.
Oh, and you're the most evil America for you need even less people, white Americans. We use more than everybody combined. Are you kidding me? We've got, what is it? 250 million? Everybody else has billions? Are you kidding me?
I mean, that's a lot of energy. I mean, just think about it. So, all populations are going to be limited by the resources, what they can find to eat, and the space they have to live. We have to find a way to...
Volkish Spirit says, keep in mind throughout the 1980s, they were setting up charities to help funnel food into Africa, which caused their population to explode. Right. Good point. And they were helping to industrialize like China and other third world countries too. And all the Christian I remember in the Black Pill video, he was talking about all the Christian organizations that were doing their missions to Africa and all these other places to bring them Jesus and feed them.
Restrict the rate of growth of the human population, or it's going to get out of hand. There won't be enough for everybody to eat. Things are going to get hard for everyone. Huh. Where's everybody going?
Ridiculous. Oh, is somebody in the chat saying, Pure Blood, you're not spurging. Okay, somebody else played these clips too? Well, big whoop. They're been posted a few hours ago and have 13,000 likes. So, sorry for raising some awareness about all the anti-white propaganda that's been going on for decades. Sorry. Another podcaster played the clip too. My apologies.
Things are as bad as... People think that we've been sending money to Africa for decades and nothing's improved. Things are as bad as they ever were. Well, that's a myth. When you can show statistically that child mortality's gone down over the last couple decades by a factor of 2, been cut in half. Those are the data. We have a real opportunity to leave.
Oh, by the way, Liam, I searched Barbara Pyle and did not get that any result like that. I asked for the link, bro. Is it a legit link?
We've been sending money to Africa for decades and nothing's improved. Things are as bad as they ever were. Well, that's a myth. When you can show statistically that child mortality's gone down over the last couple decades by a factor of 2, been cut in half. Those are the data. We have a real opportunity to leave the world better than we found it. People think that we've been sending money.
Okay. Is this it? Barbara A. Pyle. I found it. So here's the co-creator of Captain Planet, Barbara Pyle. If it's the same Barbara, yeah, Barbara Y.E. Pyle right here. Alumni Awards, Newcomb Association. She is vice president of the National Council of Jewish Women and a board member of the Jewish something. Wait, hold on. Let me double check though. That could be talking about somebody else. And her name's just also in there. Hold on. Barb. Okay, not so sure about that still. She doesn't look Jewish to me, honestly. She's probably a Christian, if anything. The Christians would do this too. You can tell just by looking at her. She kind of looks like a man, but I wouldn't say Jewish. I couldn't.
Showing how much ultraviolet light lands in each latitude. It turns out the closer you are to the equator, the more intense the ultraviolet. We use reds and purples. But then as you move away from the equator, we change
Yeah, not Jewish, just a neo-Jew. Exactly.
colors to orange, yellow, greens, and grays. Now here's the same map of the same continent with just one color. And it turns out that everybody on Earth is descended from people that live here in Africa. And then as groups of us moved around the world, the color of our skin had to change. And here's why. Our skin is where we make vitamin D. If you don't get enough ultraviolet, you don't get enough vitamin D. But if you get too much ultraviolet, then you break down your folates. You have to have it in perfect balance. And because the ultraviolet varies, the color of our skin varies. And that's it, everybody. That's why we have different colored skin. But we're all one species. But we're not treating each other fairly. Not everybody's getting an even shake. So it's time to change things. This is a map of the...
Time to change things, huh? That's why it's so ridiculous when people say Jesus and the Israelites were white, because the vitamin D thing. We evolved in the ice age in the north for 100 million years before there's common ancestors with the rest of the world. Maybe even like they don't really know. 100 million, 200 million years. That species goes back to a common ancestor. Okay. Here's a first clip of... Oh, wait. Let's turn the power chats on. Hear what you guys have to say about the anti-white stuff so far. I haven't checked if there's any come in yet, but I'm sure there is. And then we'll get to the Biden clips. He's saying white men are the real threat in the world. Okay, are these going to play? What's going on here?
And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals? White men.
White_stag sent $5 on Rumble. Barbara Pyle, VP of National Council of Jewish Women. Second Google result.
Yeah, I looked at that article, that site, and it didn't say she was that. Is that it? Okay.
And he's somehow convinced
all
of
guys.
us that these people are the fucking criminals? White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod.
Dude, not per capita, bro. Don't do the ignore the per capita shit.
Violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod and, Rahm fucking Emanuel. Was so fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. Is that we got to understand that these people are really mad.
Rahm Emanuel.
Jew, guilty, you're Jew, doesn't matter.
We get what you're saying here, Biden. We get what you're saying here, Hunter, okay? You just need to
cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Settle down, buddy.
I'm fucking Emanuel. Was so
Axelrod too. Is Axelrod Jewish also?
Smart Rahm Emanuel. Is that we got to understand that these people are really mad, and we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old, and he got 81 million votes, and he did not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it. And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. And then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador?
Dude, the Democrats should have started with, should have stuck with Biden, huh? I love how they're saying, oh, they would have won with Biden. Biden thinks he would have won.
Because I'll tell you what, if I became president...
I like Biden more than Kamala. Doesn't everybody?
2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now.
We might have been better off with Biden, honestly, than Trump, than what Trump could get us into.
And call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dick.
You're kvetching about sending gangsters to El Salvador? Really?
Peter Doug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Yeah.
That's what you're so mad about? Come on.
Russia or...
Yeah, I'm sure white people are more of a threat in the United States than a bunch of gangsters, cartel guys from El Salvador. Yeah, great talking point there, Hunter. You sound like you're on crack still.
And are the incredible beneficiaries of that new blood that enters our bloodstream year after year after year. The only thing that makes us different from fucking...
Nothing's entering my bloodstream year after year, buddy. What? We gotta get all the foreign blood into our bloodstreams immediately, just like his dad says, right? An unrelenting stream of immigrants.
And are the incredible beneficiaries of that new blood that enters our bloodstream year after year after year. The only thing that makes us different from fucking China or Russia or anywhere else or Europe or anywhere, and the only reason that I believe that we as America are different beyond the fact of the idea of the Constitution, the idea that we represent, is immigration. I can't even believe sometimes I'm having this discussion with anybody. How do you think that we are reborn every generation? How do you think that we attract the smartest people in the world to the United States of America? Through immigration. I mean, you sit here and, I mean, like, just think about it. You got some motherfucker who's made over, what?
UBX89 sent $10. It's a very well-known fact that donating to your show is a requirement to prove one is not a Jew. So here I am.
That is true. Thank you for reminding the chat of that you guys are pinching your shekels. You might be Jewish, so we're going to need some donos.
I challenge
Remember this one?
Find today, when you turn on the stations, sit on one station for 2 hours, and I don't know how many commercials you'll see. Lay 8 to 5. 2 to 3 out of 5 have mixed race couples in them. That's not by accident. They're selling soap, man.
He did the meme.
Not a joke.
He literally did the meme. Like all the mixed race couples in the advertisements when they're selling soap, and then it's like the stone toss. It goes, soap? How is that going to help us sell more soap? Soap? That's not the goal of these commercials.
Remember old Pat Goodell used to say, you want to know what's happening in American culture? Watch advertising. Because they want to sell.
You want to see what's going on? You want to see what they're selling? Watch Captain Planet.
We have hope.
Oh, I'm serious. You turn on the TV, look at the ads. When's the last time you saw biracial couples on TV? When's the last time you saw the way, I mean, people are selling products. They do ads to sell products. And they sell products when they appeal to people. This generation is going to change everything. We just got to make sure we don't give up. And I'm going to say something's going to get me in trouble, which I couldn't go through a whole show without doing that. And that is that, think about it.
Dude, Biden is noticing the commercials, guys. Confirmed.
Want to know where the American public is? Look at the money being spent on advertising. Did you ever 5 years ago think every second or third ad out of 5 or 6 you'd turn on would be biracial couples? No, I'm not being facetious. The reason I'm so hopeful is this new generation. They're not like us. They're thinking differently. They're more open. And we got to take advantage of it.
Take advantage of the propaganda that we've given all the kids. Remember this one?
Not only our Muslim communities, but African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop.
The wave continues, and then in the 90s, it was like, don't have more kids. There's not enough resources. And then now it's, the wave continues. We're stronger with the immigrants. Diversity is our strength. We need to get it in our blood. But, ooh.
As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, nonstop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, we'll be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're such a little bitch.
Can you guys believe this? It's a good thing we're all going to be replaced. We're going to be a minority. They're all going to hate you. It's over for you, Whitey.
And so there is this inextricable tie between culture.
So our options were this or Zion Don. This or Zion Don. So we just got no choice but to go with Netanyahu and Chabad and John Hagee and MAGA, which is MEGA.
Tie between culture, religion, ethnicity that most people don't fully understand. That is unique and, how can I say it? So strong with Jews worldwide. There is a, I mean, you know, I used to say early on when I was a kid, I'd say, when I was a young senator, I'd say, if I were a Jew, I'd be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
All right, everybody's seen those, but I felt like they were relevant considering what Hunter Biden is saying here.
You sit here and, I mean, like, just think about it. You got some motherfucker who's made over, what, $251 billion being a United States citizen that got here and stayed here illegally before he got his citizenship, sitting here lecturing us on who we should allow into the United States of America and giving us a fucking Heil Hitler along the way. Are you fucking kidding me?
And talking about how gay.
What? Is he talking about Elon?
Along the way.
And
Are you
about
lecturing us on who we should allow into the United States of America and giving us a fucking Heil
Elon was pro H-1B visas.
Along the way.
And
Are you
about
fucking
how,
kidding me?
and talking about how gay.
He thinks Elon was a salute. Does he really think that? Or is he just saying? Does Alex Jones really think that this is Jesus appearing in the clouds? Toa's Garden, thank you.
$13 on Rumble. What do you say as an agnostic, to a woman who believes I am Lucifer's bride and his queen? My heart belongs to the devil. Also check out Anti-Racist Hitler on BitChute. Diversity, at work.
I've seen that. I've had on, is it Tim Murdoch? White Rabbit, the guy that made that. I've had him on. I've been on his show before as well. The Anti-Racist Hitler thing. That's a creative thing. What was the other thing you said here? Oh. Thank you for the subscription.
Did one subscription on Rumble.
What do you say as an agnostic to a woman who believes she is Lucifer's bride and his queen? I'd say she's out of her mind. I'd say she's just got daddy issues. Her heart belongs to the devil. I'd say she just needs to realize that if you really want to oppose the establishment and religion of Christianity, you don't worship the devil. That's just the boogeyman in the religion. You say it's fake and Jewish. That's what I tell her, Tawas. Tell her Lucifer is fake and Jewish. So is the devil. All right. Alex Jones always gets community noted and always shares such disinfo goy slop. Like this Christian goy slop. He says, real video shot in Alabama. Oh, blessed Jesus, look at that. We truly live in a wondrous universe. I said Jones is like a boomer Christian Facebook account with this post. 1.1 thousand likes. Possibly the top result. He got 27,000 likes on this one. For this AI guy made this on Instagram in 2024.
I see a band of angels.
Totally wrong. These Christians are out of their mind.
Look at that. How many? Yeah.
Alex Jones peddling the Christian controlled op goy slop right here. Jesus is He's been hiding, but he'll just appear so you know he's real once in a while in my toast.
Hallelujah.
You have to put that on Facebook so we can all get it.
I'm going to.
The Lord is here. These guys are like,
Oh, I've never seen nothing like it in my life. Praise God.
Look way over yonder, and what do you think I've seen? I see a band of angels, Lord, they're coming after me.
he's coming. We're about to be raptured away, Cletus.
Down, ain't no grave gonna hold my body down.
Dude, I don't even know if this is real. It says that this guy made it on Instagram. So if he made this, does that mean it's AI? Or not AI, but it could be Adobe CGI, and these people are just acting? Because that doesn't look real at all, I don't think. It looks like they faked it. The voices would be AI. I don't know that it's AI. It could just be voices acting it. But Jones is wrong. Wrong again with your stupid Christian retardation. Your Jesus in the clouds. Come on, let's be serious, guys. Yeah. Oh, we think people are going to be scammed by a Project Bluebeam. Here's Chase Geyser, the Christian Freemason, hosted InfoWars as well. Totally not crazy, folks.
The blood that we're supposed to be drinking, folks, is the blood of Christ.
The only blood we drink is of our Jewish Messiah blood.
The blood that we're supposed to be drinking, folks, is the blood of Christ. The only blood that we're supposed to be drinking, folks, is the blood of Christ. The only blood that we're supposed to be drinking, folks, is the blood of Christ.
Come on. Your Jewish blood magic. Hey, more Jewish blood, goy. Drink the blood of your scapegoat, Passover lamb, Jewish sacrifice. Drink your magical blood, goy. That'll save us from the Jews. That'll save us from the globalists. That'll save us from Satan drinking that magical Jewish Messiah blood.
Be drinking, folks, is the blood of Christ. Not the blood of children, right? While the globalists and the elites engage in these black magic adrenochrome rituals.
They're drinking let me give you some blood libels with the adrenochrome and the magical powers and the black magic of the Jews and the Satanists and the Illuminati. And you just gotta believe in Jesus. Come to Jesus. Every knee will bow to the King of the Jews. You gotta drink your Jewish blood. These are satanic blood rituals, but when you're drinking Jesus blood, it's special, and it's good, and it's holy.
Allegedly torture children to build up the adrenaline in their blood and then drink their literal life force. I mean, you have companies that are coming out in Silicon Valley and other places.
Oh, I've seen the documents. They're definitely drinking all the baby blood. Guys, anybody look into this for the adrenochrome, Q-tard cult shit? For the Christian blood magic libels like that, you can't drink adrenochrome. It's something that they can extract. It's something that they can produce, manufacture. It is a real thing. But you can't consume it and then get effects from it from your stomach. Just look into it. There's no magical powers from drinking blood. It's vampire retardation. You can, I've heard, apparently take some young blood and then inject it into the veins of an older person, and it can have some positive youthful effects. So I've heard, they claim. But this is just non-serious shit. It's like we got real issues, and it's like they worship the devil and they're drinking baby blood and they killed Jesus and the earth is flat and they're doing satanic black magic rituals, drinking the baby bloods, and they got magical powers and they killed God, and we just all got to worship the God of the Jews. We got to worship the King of the Jews and the Jewish Messiah. Yeah. Jesus blood good, satanic blood bad, methylene blue good. Okay, that's the way it goes.
Saying, oh, here are all the benefits of getting a blood transfusion from somebody who's 12 years old. You got fathers having their blood replaced by their kids. I mean, can you imagine?
What does adrenochrome make you do, by the way? Anybody ever had any proof of that? The only proof I've ever seen of adrenochrome is retarded Q-tards posting Facebook memes of like some old celebrity, and they're like looking really wrinkly or something, and they go, "Oh, they ran out of their adrenochrome." I remember like these kooks were saying like Trump's like taking up or getting rid of the adrenochrome supply and taking out the satanic Illuminati pedophile rings. Adrenochrome makes you live to be 500 years old? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, everything's a conspiracy except the Jewish Messiah that everybody worships. The hot topic on BitChute 15 years ago. Yeah. Adrenochrome doesn't release dopamine or serotonin. It has no desirable narcotic effects. No, I looked into it, and they even say like it gets broken down in the stomach and has like literally no, drinking blood has like no effect at all. This is not something hard to prove. You want to prove adrenochrome? Go drink some blood and show what happens to you. Nothing happens. It's stupid. And hey, how Jewish is this anyway? The Jews are the ones that say no drinking blood. That's actually their rules, no drinking blood.
Draining your blood so your father could feel more youthful, how like perverted and upside down that is. And if we are drinking the blood of Christ, and when he spilled his blood, it was the wrath of God, then we are consuming the wrath of God. It empowers us.
You're consuming God's wrath. The magical Jew blood powers us. It gives us magical powers. The magical Jew blood gives us magical powers to defeat Satan, the Jewish boogeyman.
Like the leftists and the globalists and the satanic cabal try to harness the power and the energy of the most innocent children ever, all that is good, and just rip it up. No, we are embodied with the
Zayton sent $5 on Rumble.
wrath of God. And everything in the Bible is about the Word, the Word, the Word, the Word. You go to John, it's the Word, and everything in the beginning was the Word of God. And
thank you for that. We'll play that Netanyahu clip, Zaytun, in a second.
it's even a fact that we don't know God's actual name because the Jews never wrote it down because you couldn't take his name in vain. So his name is forgotten and it's ineffable.
Dude, what are these what kind of Christian conspiracies is he coming up with now? The Tetragrammaton is where Yahweh comes from. They call him Hashem, the name. Oh, the Jews don't even know the name of God. No, they know the name of God. It's just so divine and holy, they're not supposed to say it, but they know what it is.
On Rumble.
God, this is so stupid.
Blood bad, Jesus blood good. That's just the way it goes. Thanks for the laugh, Saddam Low /.
Thank you, Kira. I'm glad you guys think it's funny. Jews don't even worship God. They're not real Jews. They don't worship God, and they killed God, and they really worship the devil. Like, all we need is the reality and the facts. Spinning all these kosher conspiracy lies about Jews only ultimately runs cover for what Jews really are doing. You realize that, Chase? You realize that, Christians? Oh, they're not even real Jews, and they don't even believe in God, and they're drinking blood, and they hate Jesus, and like none of these are serious things. Elon Musk doing his Jesus stuff? What? Oh my God.
Forgotten God's name. The spoken word is the power. Truth is the power.
The spoken word of the Jews. The words of the Jews wrote is the power. Jews are like, here's this playbook, goy. Don't run that Jesus play against us.
They know all the moves we're going to do because they gave us the playbook beforehand. And Christians want to continue with this Christian-controlled op. Trash.
Or Jesus himself said, I am the way and the truth and the light. Well, what is the truth if not conveyed via speech? That's why we have to have freedom of speech. It's the only path to Christ, to righteousness, to God.
I read about it in a book.
Freedom of speech gives you guys permission to lie about Jewish fairy tales. Well, Jesus is the truth because the book says he's the truth. That's how you know it's true. Elon Musk doing Jesus stuff? Let's go. Let's see this. Elon just liked his post about finding Jesus. Oh, nothing they hate more, right, guys? All right. Yeah, more Yeshua worship.
That's an evil Jewish trick. That's such a Jewish trick.
What's he talking about? Okay, I see what you're saying. Elon falling for Jewish tricks. Liked his tweet about finding Jesus. Great, now we got Elon shilling Rabbi Jesus. You know, the establishment, you know, Netanyahu's buddy Elon shilling Jesus, huh? I get that's the meme you're making fun of him. Did Chase respond? No. Chase, who by the way also says, once you drink this magical Jesus blood, now you become the neo-Jews. Now you're the Jews. Also. I wonder how I can find that clip. I want to look for it. We'll play Alex Jones talking about Trump being controlled by Mossad blackmail while I look for it.
So, why do you think Trump did this? I mean, all my sources say Mossad blackmail. Not that he even did it, but people close to him. Trump's covering for people is what I've been told.
Yeah, definitely. He's covering people.
Yeah, he's covering for people because he's blackmailed.
He is in the files. What he's in for the files.
Or if he's not, he's just a collaborator with the Mossad blackmailers. Come on, Jones.
So, why do you think Trump did this? I mean, all my sources say Mossad blackmail. Not that he even did it, but people close to him. Trump's covering for people is what I've been told.
Yeah, definitely. He's covered people, and he is in the files. What he's in for the files, we don't know. The fact that Elon Musk said it and he didn't respond. If Elon Musk said I was in Epstein files and I wasn't, I'd be like, I wasn't. And also Kash Patel, when Joe Rogan asked him.
I was about to say, this adds a lot of credibility to Elon.
Exactly. Because, I mean, imagine if Elon said you were in the Epstein files.
I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's that obviously that you could potentially.
I'd sue him.
Yeah, there could be a lot of different things in there, but it could be as bad as fucking kids. So if someone says that, yeah, I'm going to say I didn't do it. That's a big deal if Elon Musk says that. And the fact that he wouldn't respond and Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan that day, and would he say something like, I'm not comfortable asking that question, answering that question, that means, yeah, he's in the files. What he's in there for, now we don't know. There's a wide range of what you could be in the files for, but clearly he's in the files, and he's running cover, I think it may be more running cover for these powerful Jewish donors. It was clearly an Israeli blackmail operation. You know, the prime minister of Israel flew from Israel.
Ehud Barak.
Yeah, 34 times in I think 4 years to go meet with them, and he would sneak in. Like, how crazy is that? 34 times for personal meetings. This is like, it was funded by the Wexner guy who his organization was funded to help Israel. He was a math teacher, then he was a billionaire. They don't know how he got his money.
And that was Bill Barr's dad.
I think he's connected. Well, the guy, he's
not. The school, the private school.
That where he was at?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's so many connections everywhere. You can't, it's impossible to deny that it's Israel. It's insane there's still people trying to say it's not Israel. Alan Dershowitz, he's the lawyer who took him to Israel first. I think he's involved in the operation.
Here's the one I was looking for of Chase. So drink your magical Rabbi Jesus blood, and you get to become a true Jew.
And I've asked people to define what a Jew is, and no one can. It's like define what a woman is. What's a Jew? And it's like that's why you can't.
Beowulf 914 sent $20 on Rumble. May the power of Jesus compel you.
Thank you. Yes.
The power of Christ.
Yeah, we're gonna need an exorcism soon.
The power of Christ compels you.
On here, and I've asked people to define what a Jew is, and no one can. It's like define what a woman is. What's a Jew?
We can define what a Jew is.
That's why you can't just like blame the Jews, right? You can't just go like, oh, it's the Jews' fault, because what even is Jews? Like that doesn't even make sense. You're talking about people
Well, I
who are
mean, isn't the biblical
Jewish?
definition anybody that can trace their lineage back to Abraham? I mean, that's the biblical meaning, right? I mean, you can technically convert. But I mean, that's what it really meant originally, is that you're descended from Abraham.
Well, I mean, technically, the only people that we believe could trace their lineage back to Abraham, who never existed, but would be the Judeans.
Yeah, in the Old Testament,
the
and I
covenant
think
of
then but then it looks like the covenant was through Jesus, and those who believe in the covenant become part of. Basically, if you believe in Jesus Christ and the covenant, from my understanding, then now you're Jewish. In terms of that's like the joke, but
If you drink the blood of Jesus, then now you're Jewish. Now, this is why we call you neo-Jews. You're diet Jews. You're Judaism light. You're Judaism 2.0. You're the continuation of a Jewish messianic apocalyptic cult.
Jesus and those who believe in the covenant become part of basically, if you believe in Jesus Christ and the covenant, from my understanding, then now you're Jewish. In terms of that's like the joke, but
that is an incredibly astute theological observation that very few Christians understand.
Yeah, that I'm saying.
Very astute. You're the new Jews now. Drink the Jesus Jewish blood, and you get to be the new Jews. Totally serious, guys. I'm sure that's going to save us. Sir, trusting the Jesus plan. Antichrist comes, Jesus comes and mogs them, and total Christian victory. Yeah, okay. Is that really what the plan is, guys?
Into the line of Abraham, grafted
correct.
in.
So you're
right?
so you're brought into like the true Jew is one who's circumcised of the heart, right?
Right.
Yeah, you get your heart wiener circumcised.
On here, and I've asked
Spiritually Jewish. Okay, there was that. So even when Alex talks about Trump being blackmailed, he still tries to exonerate him. Now here he is with Bannon. Amazing. Bannon and Alex Jones joined forces to explain how the Epstein files are part of a long-term criminal conspiracy against Trump, and his problem is purely a PR one. Okay, these guys are all Zog agents running cover for the Epstein scandal and for Mossad and Israel, all right? End of story here. What the
And none of this exists.
The media, I get this morning, the media is reporting that you've divorced yourself from President Trump. I think it's probably farthest from the truth. Can you just explain to the audience for a second this Epstein situation and your ongoing relationship with the president and supporting his policies and him?
Absolutely. I'd love to clarify that. CNN, Wall Street Journal, the front of Drudge was basically the Democrat Party mouthpiece. Jones divorces Trump. Trump divorces him and anybody else that questions Epstein. That is totally not true. They've taken little short clips out of context, as they always do. I love the president. He has incredible courage. He's getting so much done.
So all of this theater of him pretending to cry and saying Trump's Mossad connected and Trump's he was wrong about Israel and stuff, and he still goes, "Oh, I'm still loyal to the president. I love the president, and the Democrats are worse," and blah blah blah. There's no level of sweeping that Jones won't do.
The economy, the border, national security, they're really ramping up deportations. They're now found 30,000 of the missing children, and prosecutions are beginning. They've fired Maureen Comey that ran with her father, the Epstein case, cover-ups on record. So we're really seeing a lot of traction.
Blaming other people for covering up Epstein as Trump's covering up Epstein. That's cute.
And in many ways, Trump's doing better than I thought he would do in his first 170 days. But the people...
Yeah, so all the outrage about bombing Iran and the anti-Semitism attacks going after the college campuses and others and covering up Epstein shit. Yeah, it's actually going great in the first 100 days.
Our handling of this now 12 days ago when they slip out this memo to Axios, the globalist mouthpiece.
Oh, it's don't trust global Axios, the globalist. It's a big globalist conspiracy. How about the Epstein binders that they did a few months ago too? You're gonna act like this PR disaster just started last week or something? It's not just it's a PR problem, but that's because it's a real problem.
He didn't. Epstein wasn't murdered. There was no blackmail rings. Basically, Epstein didn't basically even jaywalk, and none of this exists. This needs to go away. That's a 180 from everything that the record shows and what Trump and his surrogates have been saying that they were going to do. And I simply said this is a disaster, and I said I believe Trump just wants to move on from this. And I said that last Monday when it was all breaking. I surmised that we know the Democrats have had this file. They're not going to leave stuff in there that incriminates them. And the whole history of it, it's not.
Okay, well, they got these files. Epstein was arrested in the investigations when Trump was in office the first term. If all these Democrats are all implicated and Trump had nothing to do with it, and all Trump's Zionist friends had nothing to do with it, why didn't Trump expose Epstein in his first term, Jones? You can't use this excuse. How does he think this is going to work? Oh, it's just the Democrats meddled with it, and they put Trump in there and took themselves out. No. No, you can't try that. He got arrested under Trump.
90+% Democrats and globalists like Bill Gates, that are heavily involved in the island and all the, stuff that's going on. And so,
yeah, Epstein was meeting with Bannon, and's got like 20 hours of interview recorded that Bannon has been keeping private, keeping secret.
As soon as the FBI raided back in March, the New York FBI, when they wouldn't turn over the files.
Dude, this Bannon, Posobiec, Alex Jones, Cernovich type of shit that's going on is part of the fucking cover-up. Get real, guys. 66D chess, right.
That was a setup, and they dropped a dime on themselves and said, oh, there's 14 terabytes of all these kids being raped and Epstein raping them and all the rest of it, and then Pam Bondi gets it, gives it to the FBI, which I confirmed from sources. They sent it out to all the offices around the country to look at the file. They come back and say, there's a bunch of FBI reports and implicating, people in the orbit of Trump with no real evidence. And then Trump went, what the hell, another Russiagate? And so he didn't clarify that the first few days. He just said, people need to basically shut this down. It's bull.
Yeah, he didn't make up that part of the lie yet. That's why he didn't say it months ago.
And then he hasn't really clarified when he says it's a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. He's not saying that the Epstein isn't a bad guy and that he wasn't involved in all this evil stuff with the deep state with no connections to Trump that are based in any reality.
No connections to Trump based in any reality. He is sweeping for Trump, guys. If you ever needed a greater indication to know that Trump is deeply involved in this, it's that right there. There's no indications at all. I mean, he was only best friends with Trump for 10 years. Come on, Jones.
A bad guy, and that he wasn't involved in all this evil stuff with the deep state with no connections to Trump that are based in any reality. He just says it's a hoax. People go, well, wait, Epstein's not a hoax because Lane was convicted of this very stuff, and he'd been charged with it and was convicted once 15, 16 years ago of lesser charges in Florida. So Trump, I think, needs to be very clear that no, the Epstein case and the evil he did is very real, but they've been in control of this file, Brennan, Clapper, and all the rest of them, and it makes total sense that they falsified.
See, Jones is such a fraud. The whole first week before Trump pivoted to this lie that it's a Democratic hoax, the narrative from Jones was that the 4D chess cope, that Donald Trump actually, he had all the names, and now he was going to use it as leverage to control all of the deep state because he had the files and he knows the names on there, and now he holds the cards. He has the Trump card, and by saying don't talk about it, he's actually making everybody talk about it. It's 5D chess. That was the first week of propaganda sweeping for Jones, and now he's running with it's a Democratic hoax because they meddled with it, which we already explained is retarded, because if it was all Democrats and Clintons that were in the file and none of Trump and his Zionist friends, they would have exposed this in Trump's first term when Epstein was arrested and investigated. Come on.
All these other records, the Crossfire Hurricane, the Steele dossier, all run by Obama. Clapper,
well, are we going to hang
on?
Are we going to get into the back of that by having a special prosecutor? I mean, they're supposed to declassify certain documents today. We know they had DNI had a big meeting, I think, on Sunday to talk about declassification. Is that whole criminal conspiracy against Trump for the last 10 years? Because this is kind of part of it. Is that going to be exposed, and you think that deserves a special prosecutor immediately so we can kind of get on with it? Because the Justice Department's overwhelmed with defending President Trump against 175 lawsuits that come in. FBI's overwhelmed. Do you need a special prosecutor to get to the core heart of it, of the conspiracy to remove Trump from office?
Absolutely. I've been calling for a special prosecutor since he was president-elect. I knew this was going to become a big issue.
All right. Let's see. I think we got... Michael Wolff claims Bannon was in constant communication with Jeffrey Epstein from 2017 to 2019. Daily phone calls and emails.
Between Bannon and... you have Steve Bannon, who has now become the, the senior, we'll call him the senior shit stirrer.
Yeah, a central advocate for the Epstein conspiracy. Now, Bannon knows everything that happened with Epstein. They were as close as you could possibly be for the better part of 2 years. And by the way, if there is an ultimate release of Epstein information, including, and that would necessarily include his emails, which the government is in possession of, what you would find is
Remember, they released the thing last week, Wall Street Journal, about Trump. It's purportedly a 50th birthday letter that Trump sent to Epstein, or maybe it was an email interaction that they had for his 50th birthday, and Trump says it's not him, and he's suing Rupert Murdoch and Wall Street Journal over it. It seems like something Trump would have said, but maybe it did also seem a little too good to be true. We'll have to see how that pans out.
Constant communication.
I haven't looked too much into it also.
Between Bannon and Epstein. Often a communication about Donald Trump.
And Trump also had the same lawyer as Epstein. Two of the same lawyers, actually. Dershowitz and David Schoen, the board member of Zionist Organization of America. Epstein's lawyer and Trump's lawyer. And Roger Stone's lawyer. And Roger Stone goes on Alex Jones and says, gives you the copium analysis about Trump and Epstein.
Wow. Have you seen any of those communications?
Well, let's see. I have seen some of the emails that Bannon sent to Epstein. This is a scattering because we were speaking at the time. But I certainly know and have witnessed how closely they were in touch. Right. every day, phone calls every day, getting together constantly, talking about business opportunities together and talking endlessly about Donald Trump.
Wow. What is Bannon hiding about Jeffrey Epstein? I played on a show the other day. They asked him, he's like, yeah, I'm going to release the interviews. When? It's been years. You've been sitting on these interviews for years. Here's Josh Hammer. Working with Israel 365. That's the Jewish and Christian Zionists, prophecy fanatics network. He says the group is going to provide all expense-paid tours to MAGA influencers, has been working with Steve Bannon and Josh Hammer. Oh, I'm sure he's going to get to the bottom of the Epstein stuff in no time with Alex Jones.
Hey guys, Josh Hammer here. I'm the host of The Josh Hammer Show and a syndicated columnist and Newsweek senior editor-at-large. And also, as you can see over my shoulder here, the author of the brand new book, Israel and Civilization, The Fate of the Jewish Nation and the Destiny of the West, out March 18th. So make sure to pre-order it if you have not already done so. But for present purposes,
no.
It is probably perhaps most noteworthy that I'm also running for the World Zionist Congress as a delegate on the slate of Israel 365 Action. Yes, Israel 365 Action for all the American Jews watching.
They're the ones obsessed with rebuilding the Third Temple, by the way, and Noahide laws.
Is the ticket that you're going to have to punch here with these elections that are starting this week and running for the next few weeks there. Make sure that you actually go.
Dude. Teaming up with Israel 365, Steve Bannon, and the World Zionist Congress? World Jewish Congress?
Ahead and vote for the Israel 365 Action delegation there. Look, Israel 365 Action, our platform is very simple there. We're not going to mess around with the so-called two-state solution, the two-state delusion there. We had a two-state solution.
Yeah. The biggest threat.
This is the guy
to the American people, to Western civilization, the Jewish people, is this radical kind of neo-Marxism that ties together with the radical jihad. And up on Columbia campus in Barnard, it's not going to go away. President Trump went to an extraordinary thing of arresting, he's going to send this guy home today, which I think is a bold move that we need. But I keep telling people those are ticking time bombs. And they have to be addressed. And we can't address it by putting our head in the sand. And that's why I think it's so important for Israel 365, which is essentially the MAGA movement,
That is so funny. Essentially, the MAGA movement, dude. You guys know I've been covering Israel 365 for years. Articles from them. They're like Red Heifer, Third Temple, Trump is the Messiah, America is Edom. Here, I just did a 365 search. This is one thing I remember. The Israel 365 Media Association. Look at this. This was 2019. I took this screenshot. The Blaze, Jerusalem Post, Breaking Israel News. That's the ultra Zionist and biblical perspective, end times prophecy. Arut Sheva, Jerusalem Post Christian edition. There's a Jerusalem Post Christian edition. And these JQers online are like, the Christian question is not part of the Jewish question. Okay.
Actually take a commanding role into the World Zionist Congress so that you have a platform on which to basically fight this fight for Western civilization.
Well, Steve, our platform issues besides Judea and Samaria is also more investment by the Zionist establishment, by
Nemor Amalek says, stop being so divisive, right? Yeah, stop talking about Christians. We'll worry about the Christians once we win. Dude, the Christians are why we're losing, dude. Come on. Aiden White's. No.
by the Jewish world in a positive relationship with Christians and into education. And what you've just said ties together all of these issues and explains them better than anyone else can, that the Judea-Samaria issue and the relationship to Christians and educating people a Zionist message that resonates outside the Jewish world. This is the platform of Israel 365. And even though we hadn't discussed it fully with you, what the other items on the platform were, you intuited them because the Judea-Samaria issue really is the linchpin to this whole thing.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time, Steve. Thanks for.
So annexing the West Bank is what they're up to over here?
Yeah, no, I think in education part, look, I've actually.
We were just playing clips of this rabbi yesterday, right? See through it all?
Filmed at Auschwitz before in Birkenau, and I know that it's a program to bring young Jews and other people back to those camps, and it's incredibly powerful if you go. But I also think a program to bring Christian youth and Catholic youth to the Holy Land is a game changer. The more information and the more working together.
Yeah, take those Judeo-Christian Catholic youths to the Holy Land. Win the Matt Flavel interview. That is Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow's Pod Awful. Wednesday morning is Owen Schroyer.
We have and hanging out together, the more people, the more powerful this becomes. And I strongly recommend that you guys do everything possible when you take over control of the World Zionist Conference, which we're going to do because you guys are going to win.
And like you said,
this
is stage one. This is stage one.
Wow. Dude, this prophecy fanatic, huh? Is trying to take over the World Jewish Congress. Trump tweeted yesterday, or Truth Socialed, watch Mark Levin on Fox News now.
We better be strong.
No, I'm not going on InfoWars. Owen's coming on my show.
We better be focused. We better be strong. We better be focused. We better.
Trump saw his Zionist buddy Mark Levin say to stop worrying about the Epstein case, and he literally jumped on social media and said, "Go watch this immediately."
We better be strong. We better be focused. We better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I've about had it with all that stuff.
Don't listen about Epstein anymore. It's not important. Forget about it. And Trump's like, go listen to this. Funny how it's all the Jewish Zionists that don't want to talk about the Epstein stuff. Isn't that interesting? Bunch of Jewish Zionists aren't interested in the Epstein scandal. Isn't that interesting? What does that tell you? Okay, let's do the Netanyahu. Netanyahu with the Full Send podcast with the Zog. What's their name? Full Send. Full Shabbos podcast.
She said, Friday night, Shabbat dinner, and lunch, nothing. No phones, no cell phones, get rid of them, okay? Can you imagine sitting around the table, not having cell phones? Yeah, it's a good idea. I tried sometime, okay?
It's refreshing, right?
Hey, those atheists, secular Jews, go back to Poland, you fake Jew, you Khazarian. You don't even believe the Torah. Israel's not even Jewish. It's not a religious problem. Why do we hear all of these things that are all distractions from what is actually happening? Oh, the problem with Israel is that they're secular and not Jewish, and they're not the Jews of the Bible, and they're not even really Jews, and they're not Semites, and then just everything's Bible, 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 Bible. Every time.
Yeah, and we actually have family time for a limited time. My younger boy, who's is an Oxford graduate, but he was he was a great student of the Bible at a very early age.
So Edom said $5
So he'd read a
shekels for the
portion of the
fortitude,
Bible,
Adam.
which is
Holy
always
cow, this
relevant.
endless Jewish maze is such a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. I just saw a Fuentes Twitter account here with 90,000 followers tweeted the clip of Nick saying that I worship Marvel superheroes. Or is that the one, actually?
Chad, thank you very much. Well, you should tell them. I mean,
Yeah, that's the one we played on the show the other day. We won't rehash that. I'm glad they're playing that, actually. They posted that.
It's a very good book, by the way.
Nobody takes these pagan LARPers seriously. No, you need to LARP as Jews and spiritual Jews and drink your Jewish blood, Christians. You need to submit to the authority of your small hat pope that meets with Ben Shapiro and goes and prays at the wall. Dude, I can't believe they thought that was even a good clip to post. This is going to get ratioed here.
I don't know if people still read it, but it's a great book. So up to the age of 12, I was teaching him. Okay, from the age of 12, he was teaching me. And this was family time, and it's because my wife had it's just the wisdom to give us those years that otherwise would go forever.
He puts on the Teflon too. And I'm not saying I think he really believes. What I'm saying is that it's Jewish. It's he panders to the religion. He's always talking about the religion, trying to act like Zionism is like nothing to do with Judaism and they don't really believe in God, and is just avoiding and deflecting and diverting away from the Torah, Yahweh, Moshiach prophecy agenda. That's all. Claiming that they're atheists, claiming that they're fake Jews, claiming that they don't believe in Yahweh or the Torah, but worship the devil or secret Khazarians. All of these are not true, and they actually only just run cover for Jews. That's what all that these Christian-controlled op talking points are doing. Rabbi Tamir says Jesus was a false prophet planted by God to test Israel. I think I've seen this clip before, but that's why he says it. He says he explains how some teachings in Judaism, in Christianity, openly defy Judaism, like consuming blood, like believing a man can be God, like not keeping Sabbath or kosher or not circumcising. These are all things that defy Judaism so that Jews would be discouraged and act as a deterrent from keeping Jews from following this new sect which was created for Christians. Here's one of these that Tales of the Levant found. He says, "Nice try, Jews." This is so funny. Look at the contrast here. So in Judaism, one of the laws of Deuteronomy says, "No one whose testicles are crushed or whose penis is cut off shall come into the assembly of the Lord." So you can't be in the church. You can't be in the assembly. You can't be a priest if you lost your testicles or had your penis cut off, which I don't know what that happens in war or accident or whatever. But in Christianity, they say, oh, actually, there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let anyone accept this who can. So Christians, chop off your dicks and your balls. Jews, you're not allowed to. Nice try, Jews. Ancient Jews were reading Matthew and going, "What? This violates Deuteronomy. Not for me. Here, you take the poison, goy. Not for Jews." Isn't that an interesting? Christians mocked yet again, right?
40. Jesus was just another false prophet, planted by God in order to test Israel and expel from within them the heir of Rav. There's no argument here.
And to bait and conquer the Gentiles.
No one can argue that Jesus was not the most.
Yeah, speaking of eunuchs in that verse about eunuchs, by the way, Nick Fuentes once defended his incel celibacy as he's a eunuch for God and he's a priest celibate for God. That was his excuse for never touching a woman, and he's 26 years old.
Jesus was just another false prophet, planted by God in order to test Israel and expel from within them the heir of Rav. There's no argument here. No one can argue that Jesus was not the most popular, who actually stuck.
Do I think being anti-white is the best own on them? Christianity being anti-white? Not most people, but like, you know, hardcore racist on the fringes, echo chambers of the internet, that works well against them. Because it is true. Also, like I heard this one, never mind.
Of course, it helps that you have the propaganda machine of the entire Roman Empire to unite all the pagan religions under one roof in the name of Jesus.
So the Roman Empire, through the Jewish created Christianity, got all the pagan gods destroyed and united it under one pagan Jewish Messiah, and they're going to rip that away, and then you're going to be left with Noahides. That's the way he explains it.
In the name of Jesus. So how all the pagan religions under one roof in the name of Jesus? So how could it be that this man, God, prophet, Messiah, Lamb, Son, the way, the truth, the life, or whatever else title you want to give to him, has this much hold over the world? Jesus was a Jew, and the world shall serve a Jew, as prophesied in Genesis 27:40, when Isaac gave his blessing to Esau, Edom, Rome, Christianity. Genesis 27:40. And
so this is where they got the idea, midrashically, that the Goyim are supposed to worship a Jew. That and many other verses as well.
Live by your sword. Exactly. And you shall serve your brother. Exactly. And it will be when you grieve that you will break his yoke off your neck. In other words, submit. Realize the truth. And
submit to the Jewish God. Salvation is from the Jews. Yahweh is the one true God of the universe, and he chose the Jews.
The yoke will be gone of your brother. Who's your brother? In this case, it's Jesus, right? Because Jesus' yoke is upon your neck. Ravali says regarding, and you shall serve your brother, as we had discussed, that even during worshiping God, the Edomites would choose to take that man from Israel, because from the start of the Romans, they were already idolaters and stargazers. And when they finally decided to choose a new god, they took the vile, despicable shoot or despicable offspring, Netzel Nitav, as their god, fulfilling the word of Isaac, you shall serve your brother. They get their strength from the Jew anyway.
So what they actually think about Jesus. So how about that? Here, I think I have the eunuchs clip of Fuentes. This might be it right here. Hold on.
John Smith says something about, he says, Cammy admitted to jacking it to child illustration.
Oh, wait, no, that's something else. That's something else. I do want to find the eunuch one, though. Here, maybe if I just do a Twitter search. Nick Fuentes, E-U-N-U-C-A, eunuch. Here it is. No, that's not it.
If any, then any, what?
No, that's where he says having sex with a woman is gay. I'd have to ask, who is it for that one? Jaden. I bet Jaden has it. Here, let's hear another rabbi. Says Christians, the Jews start the wars and then send Christian slaves to clean up the mess. Isn't that lovely? Esau shall live by the sword and serve his brother. 23,000 likes on this. And it's not playing. This was doing this earlier, too. Not playing. Okay. Oh, well. Interesting exegesis, a deterrent keeping Jews away from Christianity. Ben Shapiro talks about how he wants a robust Christianity in America.
When we talk about the West and Western civilization, that a muscular pursuit of religious values, and in the West, you're talking Christian values, is absolutely necessary to the upholding of the West, that all the fundamental premises of the West are built on these Christian values. The reason people say Judeo-Christian is just because many of those values are held in common with Judaism, and obviously Christianity and the New Testament are based on the Old Testament originally. But the eternal values of Judeo-Christianity, of biblical living, those haven't changed with time, and they can't change with time, and they shouldn't change. When we talk about the West and Western civilization, that a muscular pursuit of religious values, and in the West, you're talking Christian values, is absolutely necessary to the upholding of the West, that all the fundamental premises of the West are built on these Christian values. The reason people say Judeo-Christian is just because many of those values are held in common with Judaism, and obviously Christianity and the New Testament are based on the Old Testament originally. But the eternal values of Judeo-Christianity, of biblical living, those haven't changed with time, and they can't change with time, and they shouldn't change. When we talk about the West and Western civilization, that a muscular pursuit of religious values, and in the West, you're talking Christian values, is absolutely necessary to the upholding of the West, that all the fundamental premises of the West are built on these Christian values. The reason
more Christian values, more Jesus. He has no problem with you saying Christ is king. This should be good. Jordan Peterson got pressed on why he doesn't answer the "Are you a Christian?" question. Is he going to dodge it again? I see in the chat you say, Adam, you need a system for knowledge management. It's right here, guys. All here. Rock solid. Advanced modem. High-speed chips. No, I'm just kidding. I forget stuff all the time. I've forgotten more than most people have ever learned. You know what I mean?
Every time I learn something new, it pushes some old stuff out of my brain.
You guys have that problem? I'll do a bunch of research and I'll think about a bunch of things and I'll come to I'll solve the problems of the universe, and then I'll go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning and it's like blank slate, forgot everything I thought of yesterday. Anybody else have that problem?
That's a good answer.
It's a curious one. We're finally going to get a straight answer from Jordan Peterstein.
It's a curious one that a lot of people want to know. Why is it that when people ask you if you're a Christian, you don't really answer it like straightforward, like, yeah, I follow Jesus Christ, I'm a Christian?
Because the question is almost always manipulative. It's not really a question. It's a veil.
No, it's not. Are you a Christian? Do you believe Jesus is the Son of God that was born a virgin and died for your sins and resurrected on the third day? If you believe that really happened, then you're a Christian. Come on. He's still going to give a bullshit sophistry answer? Are you kidding me? We know the reason to this, by the way, because you're paid by Christians and Ben Shapiro to shill the Bible, but you don't really believe it. That's why you can't give a straight answer. You really don't believe it, but you like to make millions and have a bunch of Christians and Jews think that you're smart and support you. That's why.
Curious one that a lot of people want to know. Why is it that when people ask you if you're a Christian, you don't really answer it like straightforward, like, yeah, I follow Jesus Christ, I'm a Christian?
Because the The question is almost always manipulative. It's not really a question. It's a veiled demand that I declare my allegiance in the manner they see fit at that moment. When people say, too, that they're a Christian, I actually generally don't really know what they mean. Not everyone who says, Lord, Lord.
What does it even mean to be a Christian? What does mean actually mean? What does God, what does I mean?
Where is my Kermit?
What does I mean? What does do mean? You're being manipulative. You're asking me a manipulative question.
56 cent $5 on Rumble. Netanyahu, I'll do anything for you.
I'm the greatest intellectual on the right, but I can't even answer a simple question. When someone says they're a Christian, what does that even mean? I don't know.
Will enter the kingdom of heaven, right? So be careful what you claim. It's a high bar.
But you're such a good reflection.
High bar.
Does the Bible verse scare you when they say that they'll deny me in public? I'll deny you in front of my Father. Because you're denying them because they're trying to set you in a trap. Would you not have confidence?
I'm denying the questioner ownership over my
Guys, dude, my new wireless mic is coming tomorrow, and I can't wait to get it and go out. And I'm going to ask people, do you have faith in your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Boom. Microphone in their face. You better not, because they know, too. They're like, oh, if you say no, you're going to go to hell. If they really do believe. So we're going to get some answers. What does mean? What does you mean?
What do you classify yourself as? If Jesus came down right now, would you be his son? Or would you be somebody who's studying Jesus?
What do you think?
My perspective is that you are a God-fearing man. You're learning and you're taking what God gave you and you're teaching others. From your fruits, if I tasted them, I said, this is a righteous man.
Yeah, Volca Spirit, I'm going to churches. I'm going to Orthodox churches, and I'm going to ask if Jesus was an Aryan with blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm going to go and ask every single denomination, their preachers, what they think about Christians online saying Jesus is not Jewish. You're going to get all your answers of what Christianity in the real world, not a bunch of internet anon LARPers lying to themselves, actually say.
That's after God's heart, like David. But then your mouth will say, "Who's?"
I'm going to start going to church every Sunday, Christians. That's what you're forcing me to do. I hope you're happy.
Christian. So it does confuse me as somebody who does watch you.
That's a good answer.
Oh my God. That's it? That's all you got? Is he going to start crying? Yep.
I don't know how to add to that. I'm trying to find my way, and I'm communicating with people about that voyage as clearly as I possibly can. I'm painfully public. People can draw their own conclusions. If they want a casual conclusion, I'm not interested in providing that. People think it's obvious.
Dude, he dodges it again. Is Peterson a Neoplatonist? Yeah, he's a Jungian psychologist. Yeah, I don't know what he actually believes. All I know, he's a bullshitter that's shilling Jesus, and he doesn't really believe it because that's what Zog is. Zog, the Zio cabal, pays him to do.
Ask things that, do you believe in God? And I don't answer that question because I don't know what the hell you mean by the question. There isn't a more difficult question than that. That is the hardest question.
No, it's not. Do you think Yahweh of the Bible is real? Simple as that. Do you think he sent his son to die for your sins? Do you believe that? What do you mean, believe? You're trying to manipulate me. I don't have to answer that. That's private. That's what he said on the Jubilee 1-on-20 debate. He's like, that's my personal information. I don't want to tell you that.
Well, it's simple. You say yes or no. It's simple, isn't it? The entire religious enterprise of the human race for the multiple millennia we've been pursuing our upward aim. That's all simple. It's not simple.
You've been pursuing Jew worship and retardation. How is this the top intellectual? Like, this guy makes like $15 million a year. Somewhere around there probably, and he can't even answer the most. He's like one of the biggest. He's doing all these lectures on Exodus and the Bible and constantly talking about religion and can't even answer the most basic, simple fucking question in a straightforward way. And he's over $10 million a year. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? We are so cooked. Oh, and by the way, the Zionists and the Christians and the Jews are paying guys like Jordan Peterson and making guys like Jordan Peterson famous to promote Jesus, by the way. So don't tell me there's nothing they hate more. Just like Joe Rogan's promoting it, and Alex Jones, and Russell Brand, and Candace Owens, and now possibly Elon Musk. Stefan Molyneux just came back on the scene, and now he's shilling Christianity too. Yeah. Hold the Heathen says, do you believe in literal magic and miracles because of a book? Yes or no? Well, what does you mean believe? What does that even mean? Do you think it happened in history? What do you mean by happened? Like, he'll just go on forever, huh?
Does it mean you go to the cross willingly? Multiple millennia we've been pursuing our upward aim. That's all simple. It's not simple. What is believe?
Top intellectual.
Does it mean you go to the cross willingly? And if that's what it meant, would you say that you believe? Because that's what it means.
Yeah, I'd say the real test, if you really believe in Jesus, would be, would you die for Jesus? Would you?
Simple. It's not simple.
He literally just said it.
Mean?
What does believe mean? Come on, dude. We know, everybody knows what believe mean. This is not like big brain stuff. Trying to ask. His wife is a Christian too. Maybe that's why. He thinks it's retarded. His wife is Christian. His paycheck depends on it. That's why he can't give you a real answer. Greenblatt says half the world is anti-Semitic. Well, I guess you've been doing a real good job at your job, huh, Greenblatt? They love doing these statistics to fearmonger about all the nations turning against them and poor them, and another Holocaust is right on the way, like his book, It Could Happen Here. This is the narrative of all the world turning on Israel, hating them for no reason at all. They didn't do anything. It's all baseless hatred.
$10 on Rumble. Keep it up, Adam. I need these clips. AKA Torger.
Oh, thank you, Torger, for making those clips. Hopefully they'll start picking up some more traction. You're a new account. I've been trying to retweet all of them. Thank you, Torger.
In the last 5 years, it's gone from 11 to 20. So we run surveys every 2 to 3 years, like a sentiment analysis, to try to gauge how the majority population feels about it.
We need so much more money. You should pay me more. My job's been to stop anti-Semitism for the last 10 years at the ADL, and it's just skyrocketed more than ever, so we're going to need some more shekels, everybody. We need more shekels. We got to shut it down more.
To try to gauge how the majority population feels about Jewish people. So in this case, we do a domestic survey in the United States. And what I can tell you briefly is that we've been doing these surveys, I should say, since the 1960s.
Dominic sent $10. My name is Mickey Mouse. I hear you are making fun of my voice. Watch out, bud.
Is there no Mickey Mouse AI voice? I'm not trying Mickey right now.
A lot of information.
Sorry. Appreciate you.
A lot of longitudinal data. We're a very data-driven, evidence-based organization. And
Sure
basically,
you
in
are.
the last 5 years, intense, elevated anti-Semitic attitudes have more than doubled their share of the population.
I wonder if the slaughter of Gaza has anything to do with that. Do you think? I wonder if your guys' behavior in response to that has anything to do with it too, huh? I wonder if all of the low IQ Christian anti-Semitism that's promoted from Jewish books and a bunch of Yahweh believers has anything to do with it, huh?
In 2019, it was 11% of the U.S. population had intense anti-Semitic attitudes. Today, in the last 5 years, it's gone from 11 to 24%. Now, globally, the numbers are even more stark. So when we did our first global survey of 100+ countries in 2000.
It should tell you something that there's like one group of people that thinks they're chosen by God that have been obsessed with measuring how much the world hates
Adam
them
sent
all the time.
$20 on Rumble. I've been watching for years. First time donating. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Matta. Very good to hear that. I need more first-time donators, guys. If just a few more of you guys would chip in a couple dollars every show, Mrs. No More News would be happy, and I could be have less anxiety and stress, and we could have more of an impact. Other people, other big supporters won't have to carry the load so much day in and day out.
14.
Thank you.
And we work with the market research firm Ipsos, based here in Paris, to do these surveys. In 2014, we found that 26% of adults worldwide had entrenched or extreme anti-Semitic attitudes. 26%. That's more than 1 billion people. We thought that was a lot. When we ran the survey last year, in 2024, that percentage went from 26% to 46%. 2.2 billion adults and change. And that's based on almost 60,000 interviews in many different languages all over the planet. So to see that the percentage of adults worldwide who with intense anti-Semitism has more than or nearly doubled in the last decade is shocking.
Is that it? Oh, the audio was all out of sync.
So we run surveys every 2 to 3 years.
Well, this is good for business for him. It's like if he's a firefighter and brush fires are starting everywhere. He's going to get a lot of business and a lot of contracts and a lot of media appearances and a lot of victimhood hyperventilating. Don't get cocky, e-crusaders on the internet, like, oh, they're so scared. Oh, look at him kvetching. He's so scared. Oh, 110's about to happen. Oh, guys, oh, they're trembling in their boots. Guys, they're in full control. And we're more likely to get crushed. And anti-Semitism illegal or the rug pull from Edom before anything bad is going to happen to God's chosen people. Get real. Yeah, he's the arsonist firefighter. Good one. All right, let's get into Pinesap. Pineslop. 48,000 likes for this photo. Rough. He thought he was getting laid before, huh? So I debated this guy a couple years ago. He's a Fuentes Groyper Catholic. He just sat down on this huge YouTube channel, Jubilee, and did some goofy psychopathic laugh. He's calling for blasphemy laws and a Catholic autocracy. As if that's going to happen. As if you're not just doing anything but making the Edom villain boogeyman look bad.
It's in your favor. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the highlight that everybody's sharing.
If Trump is anti-constitution, good, and I think he should go further. So this is
for Israel. Yeah, Zog's guy, go further. This guy's like a monkey chimping out when he hears that. Yeah, Zion Don's unconstitutional. He needs to go further.
Good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise. I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
so you don't
it's the
believe in
friend
democracy?
Enemy. No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
A little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this.
This was the other Groyper, the Mormon that I debated in a space the other night. And then he was talking a big game that he wanted to do a debate with me. I asked him and he hasn't got back to me. Wonder why. Oh, and coincidentally, that space in account got shut down right after. Were the Groypers mass flagging because they took a L? Like the L that Pinesap took?
Everyone is on this.
Look at this. That has 81,000 likes, by the way. Making the Christian right look unhinged? Cringe energy?
Digital Goblin sent $20 on Rumble.
Yeah, the obese, pudgy incel. I don't know if he's an incel, but most of them are. The incel fascist calling for blasphemy laws. Total W. Common Pinesap L. Look, this post of it's got 14,000 likes, 15 million views. He wants to shut it down too. Look, here we go. Here's him calling for the blasphemy laws. Just like Jews, just like Muslims, they don't want anybody mocking their Jewish God and their Jewish Messiah and their magical Jewish fairy tales.
Claim is that Donald Trump is defying the Constitution.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards...
Because he's owned by Mossad and Netanyahu and the Adelsons, you don't care that he can do whatever he wants with the Constitution? You want him to enact blasphemy laws so that you and all your buddies get thrown in prison in gulags for being anti-Semitic? That's how stupid these people are.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us.
Yes.
And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly,
even the Christians laugh at you. Even your brown Christian followers laugh at you. And they bring these idiots on these big shows so that these guys can dunk on them and make the right look insane. So they can have a nice Christian, fascist, white supremacist, anti-Semitic, Christian Edom boogeyman, because it helps the Jews in their victimhood narrative. Do you get this? Your calls for blasphemy, you sound just like the rabbis that want the number one Noahide law is no blasphemy, no idol worship, and no blasphemy. And that's what you want too? And you don't see how you're like the Jews? You have the Jewish agenda.
there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people.
Okay. So you get it now? The rabbis want to shut down the blasphemy. The Muslims want to shut down the blasphemy of their God of Abraham. And Jesus and the neo-Jews, the Christians, want to shut down the blasphemy of the King of the Jews, Rabbi Jesus. Keith Woods did a nice write-up scouring this guy. He says, in reference to Pinesap here, this is not how you should carry yourself in debates like this. This isn't going to convince anyone that doesn't fully share his extremely niche worldview. There can be some value in doubling down on enemy labels like fascist, but when you hold a position 99% of your countrymen oppose, like wanting a Catholic autocracy and blasphemy laws, at some point you have to show yourself to be more reasonable than your opponent. The whole interaction felt like fishing for quote-unquote based sound bites for his own followers rather than actually presenting these views in a convincing way. That approach might work if you have a largely popular position that only the hysterical libtard disagree with, but Mehdi has the popular position here even among conservatives. No answer to his reasonable objections to autocracy other than a Twitter brain evocation of a friend-enemy distinction and a goofy psychopathic cackle. I get the feeling a lot of these people were trying to imitate Nick Fuentes, but Nick actually comes off as very rational and disarming in debates, not always. But not a weird chud excited to sound based. Lots to consider. Yeah, take the L, Pinesap. And here he is again. So if you want to find the debate, I shared the link on my Twitter, but it's on Rumble. It was on the Kill stream a couple years ago. I can't remember anything that happened in it. Just that he started kvetching and attacking me, and apparently was real sad and down on himself for a few weeks, apparently after he took the L and embarrassed his side. Is this going to play or what? But people are watching it and saying it's good, so hopefully somebody will clip something up. I remember See Through It All doing some clips of it. Dude, why is my stuff not playing? What do we have to do here? Hold on. Let's see if this works. He's your Catholic fascist. This should be blasphemy. This is blasphemy to me. I think some of these guys need Jesus to pray the gay away. I think that's the case with a lot of these guys. I just saw a comment 1 minute ago from Keta. She says, this guy's obviously a closeted homosexual.
He talks like a fine too.
Okay, all right. Settle down. Let's go. Let's hear Kestenbaum. This clip responding to Fuentes.
Is the case. The anti-Semites, whether it's the far left or the far right.
Jack the Cripper sent $5 on Rumble. All Christians are niggers. You get your white card when you stop worshiping a Jew who never
they're
existed.
Jews. They're neo-Jews.
Purge the Jewish poison before you can be considered white.
Disavow the slurs, of course. I appreciate no slurs in my super chats, guys. Come on. Who did that? Jack the Cripper. They're Jews. They're neo-Jews. All right.
The anti-Semites, whether it's the far left or the far right, they believe that AIPAC controls the American government. They believe that we control Hollywood.
Oh, the AIPAC brags all the time about their influence. Yeah, you're going to have to pay off that slur with another 10 or 20. This is what I just got, by the way. I think that's the same one. The wireless mic.
And I said that on this podcast, which I think they're going to publish tomorrow, I said, if you really believe that that is the case, again, I wouldn't say I'm not a Republican, I'm still a registered Democrat, but I'm more conservative minded than I was before. What a pathetic philosophy of life. Because if you think AIPAC controls government, this is a free country. Build your own lobbying group and lobby for your causes. You think Jews control Hollywood? Okay, crazy.
Dude, I played a clip of him saying this line the other day. Is this all he ever says? Build your own. Yeah, they will ban you and shut you down. And your people will take the payment processors. And they'll get you banned from all social media. And they'll come at you with endless lawsuits. So stupid. Oh, just build your own. And then we'll ban that from the App Store. Oh, build your own and we'll try to get, we'll sue you a million different ways. Oh, you think we run things? Well, just build your own internet. Just build your own PayPal.
Your own content. You think that Israel is a foreign policy.
Just buy off your own politicians.
Okay, well then go to D.C. and advocate for your beliefs. I've been to D.C. dozens of times. I've never seen any of the anti-Semites there because
Yeah, that's the thing. The Christian anti-Semites aren't going to walk into D.C. and be like, they killed God and they drink baby blood and they're the synagogue of Satan. That doesn't work. That's why it never happens. That's why these Christian anti-Semites never get anywhere because they're not serious.
They do in their mom's basement is just LARP on Twitter and just bitch about the Jews. Like, it's just such a loser mindset. And this is why I often say, because there's a major problem.
Dude, Christian L's. This is what I always keep saying, too. The Christians online, the E-Crusader LARPers, just take L after L after L. Oh, you ratioed him. Okay, you still lose. You're disavowed by the bishops group.
The anti-Semitism on the right and the Republican side as well. It is such an anti-conservative philosophy that I cannot succeed in life, and I cannot build my future, and I cannot have a relationship, I cannot have a family, I cannot advocate for my political causes because something, the Jews. It's just such a victimhood mentality that is so...
I love the Jews lecturing about victimhood mentality. That's pretty ironic, right, guys?
Dumb. And really makes you a loser. And I think that's the argument that we should probably go for. I think it's probably more effective to just say, all right, Nick Fuentes, you're right, we control the media. So what are you going to do about it? You're just going to bitch on Twitter? Like, okay. Meanwhile, we're going to control more of the media. So...
They go like, okay, sure, we own it. As if like you don't get banned everywhere if we say stuff like you own the media, right? You say that, and then all the media attacks you, and you get banned from everywhere. You say they own the banks, and then they ban you from the banks to prove that you're wrong. It's so dumb.
Cool it with the
so dumb. Remarks. But then the Christians say stupid Christian stuff to him, and he's able to get away with this. All right, I wanted to watch this. This is a Need More Amalek clipped up of our Superman aficionado here, Dr. Robert Price. I want to watch this. Where are we at? Hour and 58 minutes? Maybe I'll just close it out, actually. Maybe I'll close it. Where are we at on the goal? We're nowhere near the goal, so we're just going to cut it short today, I guess, since a few more of you can't chip in $5 or $10 so we can meet the goal today, and I can actually stream all the time and so support my family. So Jack the Cripper
sent $10 on Rumble. Be a mighty white, not a neokiek. Just say no to Jew poison mind.
I said disavow that,
it's
and
funny.
I'm going to block you
Christians want to shut down debate now that they're losing. Say Christ is king all you want. IDGAF.
Jack the Cripper, I'm banning you for more slurs. You're banned for the rest of the stream. And don't come back. I'm just kidding. You can come back, but just don't say that again.
I really can't hate these online wannabe neo-Jews enough. I've experienced all the things you have from these types, being called a Jew, etc. They are so pathetic.
Jack the Cripper, I asked you nicely, no slurs, trying to make my show look bad, and then you come back with another one? I don't think it's funny.
$13 on Rumble.
I think it's subversive and stupid.
For arguing in chat. I'll shut up now, haha.
It's all right. Thank you. Confirm not Jewish, Toas. That's rude. That's rude. It's not the clown show over here. All right? Acting stereotypical and clownish like that is anti-white and helps the people we're trying to expose. Have I not made that clear over the years?
Stag sent $10 on Rumble. Helping the cause with the little I have.
All right.
Kyle.
I don't need to pee. My back's not hurting too bad. We'll watch this one. Hopefully we'll get a few more donos so I don't have to...
56 sent $5 on Rumble. Netanyahu. America is a thing you move easily. Netanyahu. Jesus boat.
Jesus boat. Yeah, he moves you. Good point. I like the conflating of those two quotes. America is something you can easily move. Hey, America, come see your Jesus boat. Okay. Let's hear how Robert Price. This is 9 minutes to explain how Jesus is a myth. I'm not the biggest fan of his writing. He's been writing books for decades about Jesus being a myth. I got my issues with him, but he is a pioneer of Jesus mythicism. Let's see how good he is of explaining this. If there's anything I could pick up on here.
My first question to the both of you is...
Thank you, Borpheus.
Borpheus sent $20 on Rumble. For the cause.
For the cause, thank you.
See. When attempt.
John's here too.
$30 shekels to the best show on the net.
Thank you, John. Why do I have to complain for you guys to chip in a little bit? 1.5. Need more Amalek says I could do 1.5 maybe. Is this not that good? He shit the bed in his debate with Bart Ehrman. It's like, okay, opening statement, argue Jesus is a myth, and it was like trash.
Reconstruct the historical Jesus, or to try to know anything about the historical Jesus.
Big Mama, thank you.
14 cent $50 on
Dude.
Rumble. Gets you almost halfway.
And just like that, we got to show these neo-Jews that we're winning here, okay? That's what your donos do. One of the things they do. And not to mention, if you guys had any idea how much these Christians are just lying their asses off about me online, trying to ruin my life, all the dirty tricks, all the censorship, all the suppression, all the slander, all of the mass blocking, so it hurts me in the algorithm. Like, we're in a war. That's why we need to be serious. Account that I blocked earlier.
I'll let Dr. Price go first.
Just beat me to deferring to you. Yeah. For one thing, there's no real biographical evidence about this character. He does not connect with secular history in the way, for instance, that Caesar Augustus does. There's somebody about whom some of the same type legends were told.
Oh, Lone Wolf, you got something to say? I warned him once, no slurs in my super chats, and he comes back with another slur, so you could fuck off too. Yeah, saying that I'm a grifter when I just banned somebody from donating. You know how stupid you sound? And I didn't even ban him. I muted him for the rest of this show. All right, so you're going to get muted for the rest of this show too, unless the next thing you tweet is an apology.
Including the slaughter of the innocents kind of thing, and the miraculous conception, and calling his story a gospel, etc. But there's no way that there was no Octavian.
It's probably the same guy,
Augustus, right? He's just too connected to world history in all sorts of ways.
Toys Garden sent $13 on Rumble. Totally agree. People like FDG Media, the way they talk and act over there, is exactly the problem you're pointing out. Christian Schofield copers like Giuseppe Vaffanculo always saying F the J and K.
Yeah.
Sin Wolf sent $10
I don't know
on
FTG
Rumble.
Media.
First time donating. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Sin Wolf, my wolf Viking brother.
Jesus. Now, somebody might say, Price, you are insane, which may well be true, but not because of this. It seems to me that though the figure of the gospel Jesus, the Jesus, the figure of Christian theology, obviously swept the world and has determined much of history, that's not quite the same issue as to whether, when you examine that picture of Jesus in the Gospels, whether it has any rootage in history. And it seems, of course, at first that it does, because after all, isn't Jesus connected with Pontius Pilate? We know he was a historical figure. We have two different ancient writers talking about
the problem with Price is he takes a long time to say anything.
Of Alexandria.
It's like meandering. He's got a meandering boomer brain.
From everything both of them say about Pilate, the gospel portrayal of Pilate doesn't seem at all to fit. According to Philo and Josephus, Pilate was basically a Jew hater who outraged the people he was governing every chance he got. This person, had he actually had charge of the Jesus of the Gospels, would have squashed him like a bug, whereas he is pictured as somebody in Jesus' corner who says, whoa, what do I have to do to get you guys to give me permission not to execute Jesus? Why is he at the mercy of just a nameless mob of roustabouts beneath his
Need More Amalek is way better at this than Dr. Price. Could you imagine Dr. Price in a space trying to deconvert some Christian? He'd just like talk for 20 minutes and like barely get the point out that Jesus and Barabbas is a fake story and Pilate would have never been offering up to release somebody to the Pharisees. That's end of point. How can I say it in 5 seconds and it takes him 5 minutes?
Balcony, that's just not Pilate. He's willing to let go an anti-Roman insurrectionist killer. And to execute a man he repeatedly exonerates. Look, what's the problem with this guy? What has he done? But he nonetheless lets himself get bullied into sentencing Jesus to flogging and crucifixion. Similarly, Herod the Great. I mean, surely Jesus is connected with Herod the Great, right? Well, there's a big problem there because, of course, Herod the Great has only to do with the nativity.
Lone Wolf. All right, you're banned too. He says slurs and cursing. I didn't say anything about cursing, by the way. It's Jewish to, dude, it's Jewish to come on here and subvert my channel with saying things in the super chats that our enemies are going to use against me. You moron. You idiot. Some anon has no skin in the game, has nothing to lose, and wants to run his mouth and act like an edgy Fed poster. You're here watching me because I know what I'm talking about. Don't try to act like you know better than me that using that type of language is actually helpful. So if I see another one from this lone wolf, you're banned too.
Story and the slaughter of the innocents. And of course, Herod was a bloodthirsty paranoid.
All right, you're gone. Lone.
That's true. That's
go kvetch somewhere else.
True. But not only does Josephus, who catalogs the abuses of Herod the Great, say nothing about this. The whole story seems to be based on Josephus's version of the Moses nativity with Pharaoh's slaughter of the innocents, and even more so than the basic Exodus story. What are the chances of that? It just seems to me that it's much more likely it's a literary borrowing. Caiaphas, the high priest, well, we know he existed. They even found his tomb. Yeah, but the only thing we hear about him is that on Passover Eve, he skips the Seder just to go to a kangaroo court hearing for Jesus. This is like the Pope saying, look, somebody else is going to have to take the Easter service here because I got something to do. No, it's just a villain to his ad, and so on and so forth. It all seems artificial, just like the occasional mentions of other historic Roman era potentates in fictional novels. It's just like it was today. People do docudramas that aren't very docu, and so that vanishes. And that's just part of the problem. The other side of that is that there is no shortage of points in common between the gospel Jesus and the
Swindlers List 109 sent $5 on Rumble. Hey Adam, I figured I'd throw a few shekels your way. I believe the key to our salvation is spreading awareness to the Jacob/Esau dialectic. More people need to understand what Jews think of Europeans.
The Jacob-Esau thing is such a foundational aspect of Judaism. People absolutely need to understand that. That's crucial to understand the why we say Christianity is a controlled opposition dialectic as well. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Swindlers. Do I think there's hope that Leonardo Jordi can be deconverted? Honestly, a little bit of hope. Yeah, I do think so. We've had some little feuds and tiffs back and forth on Twitter, but I like her. I went and saw her comedy show. And she's also defended me as well from some slander. So, yeah, hopefully. Maybe I should get her on and have a big old Jesus talk, a Jesus intervention. Maybe she can make that funny for me.
The mythic hero archetype. All of the boxes are checked. There's an annunciation from a heavenly power. There's a miraculous conception.
Thor's Rune sent $5 on Rumble. The I'm being censored types in the chat acting like a bunch of foul-mouthed degenerates aren't contributing anything to the subject matter. Have some respect. Need to keep this family friendly.
Yeah, it's having no respect. I just asked him not to do it, and he does it again right after. Like, you're intentionally trying to piss me off. You think I'm a pushover or a bitch or something, and I'm going to let you try to, like, disrespect me and punk me like that? Sorry.
Kino 556
Don't think so.
On Rumble. Agree with Thor's Rune.
Thor's Rune. What did Thor's Rune say?
The infant. There is a child prodigy story where he turns out to be more wise than his elders. There is a commissioning story where the heavenly voice summons him to his task, just as in the case of Abraham and Zoroaster and others. Then there are miracles of various sorts attributed to him, including ones that specifically contrast his ability to heal anybody whom he doesn't even personally know, contrasting, I say, with sad cases of people seeking help from ordinary AMA certified physicians and getting bupkis for their efforts. But Jesus, bingo, immediately. Jesus is said to heal zillions of people in mobs wherever he goes. Now, I know there are people that claim to be healers today, but people with a success.
Organic Andy, okay, are you asking me this 10 times? Do you really believe in the pagan gods? No. No. But they are the myths of my ancestors. They're just as real as Jesus. They don't tell me that salvation comes from the Jews. They don't involve me bowing down to the God of the Jews in Israel and Zion. No, I revere the myths of my ancestors because they are our myths.
This record like that? I don't think.
But no, I don't think they're real. Obviously
of course,
not.
He's betrayed by the very crowds that loved him and prosecuted, unjustly condemned, and he dies on a hilltop, oddly enough, a common feature of these stories.
There's nothing Jews hate more than the pagan gods, also. Keep that in mind. They prefer Jesus to the pagan gods.
And then there's confusion as to where he's buried. And when they find it, he's not there. He's been taken to heaven, from which he then briefly reappears to give a pep talk to his followers. If you fill in the blanks, it's you could be talking about Jesus, Oedipus, Apollonius of Tyana, the Buddha, etc., etc., etc. So you've got to ask yourself, though we weren't there, we don't have a time machine, we can't actually verify or falsify, what seems more probable? That such a figure of such a description, to whom such feats are attributed, was one lone historical instance of this, or that he's one of the apples in the barrel labeled mythic heroes, and the historian can only deal with provisional conclusions, probabilistic theories held open to disconfirmation or revision. And based on that, if you're taking a historical approach, the burden really is on the shoulders of the people that would say there was a historical gospel like Jesus. And, I forgot one of my major points here. Virtually every story of Jesus in the Gospels, plus several in the book of Acts about the apostles, can plausibly be argued to represent a rewritten version of various Old Testament stories of Joshua, David, Moses, Elijah, Elisha. Oh yeah, feeds multitudes with just a little bit of food, etc., etc., etc. Again, what's more likely, that somebody actually did these impossible feats, or that somebody just rewrote a very popular scriptural story that everybody knew? Well, obviously, it's the latter, and that's what I think happened. Sure don't know it, don't have a time machine, but it seems to me highly the most probable position that there was no historical Jesus.
Okay, not too bad. He made a couple good points. I think he could have made all those points in 3 minutes instead of 10, but maybe he was in no rush. All right, let's end it. Huge stream today, guys. I'm not sure if we made the goal still quite yet, but we're really close. Let's see. It says 31 on mine. I don't know. It's like not updating correctly. I messed up the update. Oh, yeah, we're way over the goal. You guys are awesome. Huge shout outs.
That's awesome.
We are winning.
Thank you.
Okay, that cut out. Whoa. Professor for 50.
The professor sent $50 on
Okay.
Have Rurik on the show.
All right. I will have Rurik on the show. I've seen him on Twitter before. He seems pretty cool. I'll have Rurik on the show. Does he do shows? I haven't heard him before.
Kino 556 sent $5 on Rumble. Do you think the awareness you're raising caused some vibrations and affected political thinking to some
Not yet.
degree? I know
Not
it's
yet.
a stretch. But I'm wondering why the Zios didn't go all in on Iran.
Not because anything I'm doing. On the Christian question, it's like about to. It's like that. narrative is taking over like the dissident right space, and it's going to start overflowing. Hopefully, if we get a couple more big influencers or some big breaks, it'll start to break through. But right now, we're winning the war just with these kooks online denying Jesus is Jewish. Once we get that settled, then the next step is actually to address the next stage, which is the masses of Christian Zionists. But I think Jesus mythicism and anti-Christianity is on the march right now, and they all know it, and they're frantically trying to put it back in the box, and it's not going to happen. They got their Abrahamic echo chambers and their gatekeepers and their hit pieces and their Christian grifting influencers, but there is a grassroots awakening simmering, and they know it. All right, let's close out with Evan Williams, the greatest Christ crusader, Yeshua's strongest soldier. His new AI song will close out to Christ is King. Let's go. And thank you, everybody, for supporting. Subscribe star link in the description below. I'll be back tomorrow with Pod Awful. Owen Schroyer on Wednesday. Asatru Pagan on Thursday. Huge shows this week. I'm doing hours of writing on the book every day. I just finished the chapter on Hebrews last night. It's 20 pages on Hebrews. That's how much material there is in Hebrews alone on the book. I got a few more chapters to go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Clip the show, share the links, create accounts, spread the message. I can't do this without you. Down with Yahweh, hail the old gods. And Christ is King of the Jews. Don't forget.
That's right, brother. Christ is King.
Optics Prime sent $5 on Rumble. In the end, we win.
Which proclaims him Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Christ is King, Christ is King. Without him, my life ain't worth a thing. Christ is King, Christ is King. Without him, my neighbors will call the cops after hearing a loud bang. Christ is King, Christ is King. I am never gonna be ashamed to worship the King of the Aryans. A lot of people say that Jesus is a Jew, but that's just not true. Jesus is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 7-foot tall Aryan. Lost books of the Bible confirm he came from Hyperborea, who comes from the Germanic line of King David, and many respected scholars agree. Christ is King, Christ is King. I'm gonna drive the Israel flag-painted Mustang into a bunch of heathen libtards because I don't give a dang. Christ is King, Christ is King. When I go to
Here's the album cover.
Christian cholo gang.
Christ is King.
Oh Lord, do I want to be a prison bride of Christ?
Dude, AI solos are on point.
Divorced the Jews when they stopped worshiping him properly and became addicted to sin. This greatly displeased Hashem, so even Europeans, the real Israelites, and one day the true Aryan Israelites will return to Zion. Christ is King, Christ is King. If he wasn't, I would lie down on the train tracks and wait for the train. Christ is King, Christ is King. If he was a Jew, then I would convert to be one too. Christ is King, Christ is King. If he wasn't the Son of God, my whole life would have been a fraud.